So this is the first stage, which is the anticipation of exercise, some anxiety. So increase in the heart rate and alveolar ventilation. So after this second, we are going to start the initiation of exercise. So at the initiation, there is not much increase in the heart rate. After the initial 10 to 12 beats increase, there is not much increase during initiation. But because of venous pumping, increased venous return, increase in diastolic volume resulting in increased contractility, there is increase in the cardiac output. So the initial phase stroke volume is what is contributing to the cardiac output, that is peripheral muscle, not the sympathetic nervous system. Then we attain the steady state after the initial 2 to 3 minutes of exercise, where there is constant heart rate, cardiac output, BP and alveolar ventilation or respiratory rate. So this is called a submaximal workload. That is, we are not going to achieve a maximal heart rate, which is at least 85% of age predicted heart rate. So this is a submaximal workload. This is below strenuous exertion, also below the anaerobic threshold. So during the steady state, there is not much change of heart rate, BP, cardiac output and pulmonary ventilation, but based on the pumping, the cardiac output remains higher in proportionate to the stroke volume. So what happens in the peak exercise? Peak exercise is where the vagus is completely withdrawn. There is maximal sympathetic discharge with adrenaline, noradrenaline and renin, resulting in maximal increase in the heart rate. So this increases the cardiac output because of the heart rate component rather than the stroke volume component. Here the vagal tone is completely neutral. So the net effect is increase in the vasoconstriction all over the body, except cerebral, coronary and the pumping muscle. So except these three circulations, all circulations have vasoconstriction. So there is a rise in BP, systolic BP, mean arterial pressure and a pulse pressure. But diastolic BP does not change much. It maximally increases to 5 or 6 millimeters of mercury. But there is pulmonary vasodilation resulting in the pulmonary circulation can hold up to 6 times capacity of cardiac output without much change in right atrial pressure, pulmonary capillary wedge pressure and pulmonary arterial pressure. So there is vasoconstriction in all the circulation except cerebral, coronary and the peripheral pumping muscle. So what is the heart rate, maximal heart rate which we can achieve during exercise? 220 minus age. So example 50 or a 60-year-old exercises, 220 minus 60, you can achieve up to 160 beats per minute. So this is enough to test the functional capacity or to unmask the undiagnosed coronary artery disease. Even this is more, 85% of age predicted maximal heart rate is enough. So we say it is a maximal or a satisfactory exercise if the heart rate during peak exercise is achieved more than 85% of age predicted maximal heart rate. There is some change in this formula for women. This is very commonly used for men. But this is very highly variable. It can go up and down by 12 beats per minute. And one thing to remember is this is not the only criteria to stop the test. If a patient is comfortably exercising even after achieving 85% heart rate, we will have to continue the exercise. But what are the other criteria to stop the exercise? Patient is hemodynamically unstable. He is either having slurred speech, he is confused, he is looking like he is in a shock, or he has developed MI, there is gross ST elevation, or ST depression more than 5 millimeters, J point depression. Or if there is hypotension, either the systolic BP has risen initially by 10 millimeter and then it has fallen below, or systolic BP is less than 90, or he has developed a ventricular tachycardia which is hemodynamically unstable, or there is a bundle branch morphology and you are not able to differentiate a ventricular tachycardia from a sinus rhythm. So these are the criteria, definite criteria to stop the test. If the patient is requesting to stop, not because of chest pain or breathlessness, but because of leg cramps, even that is the indication. And angina is a very major common reason why the patients are requesting. Chest pain requiring termination of exercise has a worse prognosis than chest pain, which is a mild chest pain, he is tolerating and doing the